Boom, and welcome to the Big Honker Podcast, brought to you by my good friend Logan Pyatt and the Looking Glass Duck Club. I'm Jeff Stanfield with the world-famous Andy Shaver.
Ah, that is me, Mr. Pyatt. Get that out of the way. It's probably him calling right there.
No, it's the new girl guide. Hold on.
Oh. The new girl guide. The camera lady.
Yeah, give me just a second.
She's probably looking for the address. If I was betting, would you like to have a seat, Josh?
So, is that the new one? That was one. Oh, that was my old office chair, and I got the new office chair. Did you see the mess on under my desk? I spilled a glass of tea today, and it stained the floor. So I told the girls, when you come in today or tomorrow, make sure you mop and sweep my office real good. It's gonna be sticky.
Was it
semen?
Was it Tony's tea or your tea?
It was mine. I knocked it off. It's my own fault.
And then you knocked the chips over the night before.
No, I didn't knock them over. I opened them up, and when I did, they clipped the side of it and opened right up.
Just fucking making a mess.
Well, I cleaned it up. Well, Max helped me too.
What a guy.
Max is a good hand. I've really enjoyed him being here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna talk about that deal. All the guides I've enjoyed.
Mm-hmm. They're all good.
They're very good kids. And I'm getting old because everyone's a kid. What was it you were singing the other day? Moki Leaky Locky is a nice way for a lion to say Merry Christmas.
Mali Kaliki Maka is Hawaii's way of saying Merry Christmas.
Is that how you say Merry Christmas? Well, it says it in the song.
That's what it says in the song. It ain't anyone to argue.
No, I went to World Market, and there was something called Mali Kaliki Maka. It was like chocolate or some shit. I thought it was Hawaiian chocolate.
Merry Christmas from Hawaii.
And I said, I think that means Merry Christmas, like Feliz Navidad is in Spanish, and you wanted to argue. And then you looked
Jeff.
It up. Yeah. Didn't he argue the whole time?
Bing fucking Crosby.
He said it. What's it? Moliki?
Mali Kaliki Maka
is a nice way.
Is Hawaii's way.
Oh, Hawaii's way of saying Merry Christmas.
Yes. That is Hawaii's way of saying Merry Christmas.
Do you think that is the best Christmas movie ever?
Which one?
Christmas Vacation.
Die Hard.
See, I don't consider that a Christmas. It is a Christmas movie because it come out at Christmas, and
That's a technicality.
I'm old enough. I went to see that at the theater during Christmas time. That was a big. When I was a kid growing up, that was a big thing.
Going to movies?
Oh, you went to movies on Thanksgiving and Christmas both.
That's like when I was younger. We used to go to my family's house in New Hampshire, and they'd all go out shopping for Black Friday at midnight, and all the kids would go to the movies.
You are a company man. Look at you. You are shin geared up.
Hey,
Looking Glass Duck Club.
Well,
you are a company man.
Whoa. I got on a boss cap.
You're a company man.
You're wearing Filson.
Oh, goodness.
You didn't get the memo.
I didn't get the memo that we were just subliminally advertising.
I'm wearing my new shirt that Blindgrass sent me. I like this. Very comfortable shirt.
Now, what is that made out of, Jeff?
I don't know, but it's nice.
Is it breathable?
Yeah, it's so much sweet. Boy, I like this. I don't know what it is made out of, but pretty nice.
There you go.
Christmas Vacation.
You think is the best Christmas movie?
Bad Santa's good.
Bad Santa. Oh, that's
not one you can enjoy with the family, but it is.
No.
Shit, it is.
He calls that little thigh high motherfucker. I love that show.
Oh, what did Max say?
Huh?
Bunch of
standing around motherfuckers today. I said, well, Max, I said,
you're learning.
Said these guys are leaving today. Good, they're fucking worthless.
Standing around motherfuckers.
They were fucking. What's bad is when the wind is blowing, like it has been about the time we pick up, because it doesn't blow whenever we're hunting.
It's all hands on deck then.
Those fucking blinds, they'll fucking take you for a kite ride.
Fuck yeah.
And if you don't have a couple, Max ain't a big guy.
No.
So I mean, it's me and him, and we're manhandling that blind. And
he catches one good corner, he's blown away.
Yeah,
he's kite surfing.
I'm worried about his safety. So, like, we're fucking whipping around, and I'm like, God damn, because, like, it was folding over on the top, and I'm like, fucking Max, pull it tight.
I can't, man.
I can't. I can't. The wind's taking it.
We've done the first week and a half with the new guys have been very good.
Yep.
Very enjoyable, very polite. Not one of them's gotten on my nerves yet.
No.
None.
I feel like the podcast is finally caught up.
What do you mean?
Well, they know after 3 years of like in-season podcasts, like if you fuck up,
You'll
we're
know
gonna
that.
we're gonna discuss it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, we haven't.
the world is gonna hear it.
We hadn't had a problem at all. They've been really good guys.
Well,
Let's go back to the Christmas movies now. So you're taking Christmas
I'm taking
Vacation.
Christmas Vacation.
You're taking Die Hard, which I don't really consider a Christmas movie, but it come out at Christmas.
It's a Christmas movie.
Mine comes down to two. There's a bunch of good Christmas movies. The best two though that I like to watch with the grandkids, I used to like, is either Home Alone and Christmas Vacation.
I do like Home Alone.
Both good Christmas
That's
movies.
nostalgia.
Family movies, you can watch them. I like both of them. I don't care about what's the one where an angel gets its wings and Miracle on 34th Street or something like that. I don't like any of those.
That's a lonely chick flick at Christmas.
I've never seen it. I just nothing like that. I want to laugh my ass
what I'd
off.
say.
And I'm gonna tell you what, is it Four Christmases? It's with Vince Vaughn. Yes. That is freaking hilarious.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I don't know why I thought of Four Brothers. I was like, I don't think that's a Christmas movie.
That's a good show though.
That's a wintertime show.
Yeah.
It's a damn good movie, too.
Like Elf, I can handle it a little bit, but just once is
Yep.
enough.
Once is enough for Elf.
Yeah, like Christmas Story, they've shoved that down my throat so much I really don't care about watching it.
What else is a good one?
I like Christmas Story for about twice.
I'm about
Watch it once on Christmas Eve, once on Christmas Day. I'm good on a Christmas Story.
I don't even enjoy watching it.
Not at all.
No.
They-
When I was a kid, I watched it too goddamn much.
I think everybody did.
Yeah.
But I like it for the aspect of going back the way things used to be.
Yeah.
I thought it's really pretty cool, but it's the 24 hours straight of that shit is where I'm at.
I forget when it was, but my mom was watching Hallmark movies, Christmas movies one day during December. I got to sit down and watching one, and like a couple hours later, another one's on. I said, Mom. She said, what? I said, these are all the goddamn same storyline. It's just different actors in different towns.
A girl's got her heart broke and she gets her
Fuck yeah.
falls in love over Christmas.
With her high school sweetheart or some stupid
every
shit.
one of them.
I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
I think the Hallmark Channel's that way all the time.
Well, really, like if you think of any movie, it's all the same thing. Think of your favorite superhero movie.
Well, there's an antagonist, a protagonist. You're going to have, what's your plot? Okay. It's all going to be something that's like detrimental or very exciting for the whole movie.
But it all goes like this, like Batman. You got the superhero, you got your bad guy. Bad guy wins for a little bit. Batman goes down. Batman rebounds, takes care of the bad guy. Roll credits.
Exactly.
If I was
every superhero movie is a retelling of Beowulf. That's it.
if I was gonna make a movie,
Did you have to read that book in school?
Yes.
Yeah, so did
and
I.
I don't remember anything about it.
and so did my
Neither do
parents. I couldn't tell you nothing about
Isn't
it
that
either.
crazy?
It was in Old English, wasn't it?
What the hell? Oh.
Wasn't it in Old English?
I might have got the New King translated version.
I think ours was in Old English that we actually read about it.
Oh, we're not that old.
I don't understand why they don't. I did see this is coming out. They've got a new Home Alone coming out, which won't be any good, I'm sure. But I don't understand why they don't make a movie every year. Why Hollywood don't say, "Hey, we got to come out with a new family Christmas movie every year that's family
Yes.
good," like Home Alone. John, John. What was his name? John. What was the guy's name that did them? What was
John Legend.
No, fuck that motherfucker. We ain't talking about
John
that
Paul
bitch.
Pierre.
No, I can't. remember.
JPP.
Anyways, the guy who did Home Alone, all them shows, Home Alone, Uncle Buck, that same
Hancock?
guy did
What's
all
his
that
name?
shit. I can't remember his name. But
John Hancock?
he
I thought that was
he was in
an
Philadelphia.
investment firm.
Yeah. Anyways, they made a killing. Every Christmas, he'd have a new movie coming out, and it was huge. And they were family friendly, and everybody would go to the movies and stuff. They don't have that anymore.
I'll tell you what's coming out here in the next year. I think that's exciting to me. There's some Harry Potter shit coming out.
A new
Some
Harry
stuff.
Potter movie. I like Harry Potter stuff. I've
It's
read all
like,
the books.
John Hughes.
John Hughes.
I read all the books when I was younger, and then when the first few books came out, I was real young. My mom read them to me.
Ooh,
And,
that's commitment.
Hell yeah. Well, I think the new one they're coming out with now is, remember the Mysterious Beast movies? That was kind of like a spin-off of Harry Potter. Well, not spin-off, but like just a different kind of storyline from it. They got one coming out now all about Dumbledore.
I've never understood why they didn't just keep the movies like the first one was, where it's not dark and stuff, where kids will get into it, because by the end, those things got pretty rank.
Well, you got to think, Jeff, the kids that watched it originally when it first came out, I mean, they're all getting older now, so they can,
that part
watch that.
I understand, but if you come back with another small version and keep it at that level,
Right.
you're going to get kids, because you could do a new one all the time. I would watch it. I was 40-something years old, 35 years old when it first came out.
But don't the
Yeah.
books get dark? I never read the books.
Yes, they did.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, how are you going to make the movie different than the books?
I'm
from
talking
getting
about
dark?
just start a new class of kids coming in and new stories. Just it was neat, the magic and stuff. There's not enough magic in our kids' lives. Santa Claus,
Because
Easter
there's
Bunny.
too many fucking people telling them that there isn't.
That's right.
April 8th, 2022. The
Is that-
Secrets of Dumbledore.
That's right. Hell yeah.
So springtime.
See,
And there's a special coming out, Return to Hogwarts. That's pretty exciting.
my grandkids love them,
Reese likes it.
Hell
so
yeah.
so I'll get to watch it.
we've only let him watch the first two.
Yeah.
Gets a little dicey
Yeah.
after that.
I like all the magic they put with them. She's got what a great imagination she had. It was $1 billion idea.
Wrote it
She,
in the back of her car.
back of the car and in the corner of a coffee shop she could afford.
Really?
That was it.
I think so.
She was homeless, yeah, for a long time.
Her
Or
and
she
her
was
daughter.
homeless when she wrote the book with her kid.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Whew, could you imagine? Fucking stakes are high. Like, please, dear God, pick up this
Listen.
book.
I'm living in the back of this 87 Buick. I really need something.
What would she have done otherwise? Like, it had Harry
don't
Potter not been Harry Potter.
She'd probably still be
Still, surely.
fighting the system. I don't know.
Fighting crackheads for a place to live now
That's
because
no shit.
homelessness is getting to be pretty rampant in a lot of
Oh,
places.
shit.
Well, she's from London, I think, isn't she? So
I'm sure London's another
London
liberal
or
shithole like
Britain.
everybody else.
I don't know.
She's somewhere from over there.
Yates, Gloucester.
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 Gloucester. Did hunting this week has been we've had a good 7, 8, 9 days now we've shot limits most every morning. We've had a good season so far.
Man,
And we've went through full moon and a couple of no wind days.
that's no shit. But I think we got tainted the first couple days because we were done, me and Andy. Like,
Quick.
Collectively, like 35, 40 minutes. It's like, oh, well, pick up and you're out of there by 8 o'clock. When I had to hunt past 8 o'clock for the first time, I was like, this sucks. What are we doing?
I'm already tired of buckets. I'm over buckets.
Yeah.
I fought with them last 2 days. Yesterday, 4 went down on me. They just busted. I'm like, God damn it. I have not missed this shit.
What we need is for someone to make a chair or stool for the A-frame that's good. Call us. We'll use it all summer or all winter, and you'll get all kinds of plugs about it if it's a good product. I'm telling you, and you'll sell thousands of them.
Well, that's what I don't understand. Like, everybody's trying to recreate the A-frame. Go after the chair market. Nobody's
Hell
going after
yeah.
that.
There's plenty
That's
of
what
good
people need to
A-frames.
do.
Yes. A stool that you can sit in there that sets up where you're not sitting up too high, but where your knees. It's like the big person toilets. The big person toilets. Whoever was sitting at home and said, you know what, we need to raise the toilet up about 8 inches. Amen, brother. You hit the home run because when I use the little people toilets, it's a little hard on the knees.
Are you talking midgets? Or
No, just a regular.
the average size American.
The average size toilet now that's taller than the ones we used to use.
Some of them are too tall because I'm not short.
I've never
by
had
any
one that my
means.
feet dangled.
No, not with my feet dangled. But sometimes I cut circulation off because I get
Yes.
caught on my phone,
That is no good.
and it's terrible. I
See,
gotta
the
stand
small
up
ones,
and-
small ones do that. I've almost had to pass out to your old knees buckled in.
Fuck.
You take
Look
a
like
50,
a baby giraffe.
You take a 15 to 25 minute poop, them legs are going to sleep sometimes.
That's true. But in the morning here at the lodge, I got cut at the 5 minutes. It's not bad.
4:45 every morning.
Yep. I look at my clock. Okay, 4:45 to the shitter.
And we had a shitter go down in here. I was quite nervous about how our
We're
morning.
fixing to buy 2 new ones
I was,
tomorrow and hook them up.
I was very worried about what
Porcelain 2
how
was
it
down.
was going to be.
Porcelain too.
I had an idea for a bench system that would like collapse on itself, and like you would fold it out the next morning. You'd fold it out in the morning, and then it's the whole A-frame.
It's not a bad idea.
So like the 2x4, you would just get your measurements for 2 people and then 2 people, and then right there in the middle, you'd have like a swivel of some sort. It would collapse, and then the legs would fold in on itself.
That's your project this summer.
Problem is,
You don't want to do it.
No. This is a free idea for anybody who wants to come up with it.
You know who would do that?
Who?
Logan would.
Logan Pyatt?
Yes. He told me one time, he said, we'll do it. So I told him, I said, we need some chairs. I'm like, let's do it. He'd come up with an idea. If someone will manufacture it, they will sell a ton of them.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't make it out of wood, though. You know that,
No, it'd be like bleacher seats.
No. You know that, like, composite decking that they got now?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a good idea.
It's
Because
durable,
it's not going to warp.
waterproof.
Yes.
It's not going to warp.
Right.
You can cut it. It's not real heavy.
Someone's going to listen to this and message us and say, hey, I'm gonna make one of those.
But that was my idea. Like, it was my idea. All I want's a shout out. You don't have to fucking give me royalties or anything like that. I just want to be like, as heard on the Big Honker podcast from the brilliant mind of Andy Shaver.
If you get a good chair like that, you could be a sponsor of the podcast. We'll trade out some products. You get something good, last us for a season, and we'll talk about it all the time. You sell tons of them.
Well, Jeff, this is a bench system. This is not chairs. This is a bench system.
Anything like that works. If
You can
send them to
use it
us,
for anything.
Yeah,
Camping.
but
That's right.
you send them to us, and if we like it and we use it, we're going to talk about it.
There you go. Make it to where you can take it apart and only fit 2 people. You don't have to fit 4.
Yeah.
Have a little pin that goes in if you want it to run the entire blind to where it can just close up. But your pin's removable for camping trips.
There you go,
There
Andy.
you go.
That's how guys started
You
Yeti, probably.
know whose wheels are going to be turning if they listen to this?
Tony Stanfield.
Brandon Surecki.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's an innovator.
Tony Stanfield is, but his is
God
how
almighty.
much he can.
Listen, I found this piece
Yeah.
from about 20 years ago
Yeah.
out in the barn. Might work.
Ron was that way too, though. Ron was a tinkerer,
Jeff is not.
Jeff is.
and they do everything out of plywood. It's like that's not gonna last, Tony. I love you to death.
We're in 2021.
It'll be good for a season,
Yeah.
but next year we're gonna be doing the exact same thing that we are today.
We got into a disagreement yesterday on something. I don't remember what it was, but
You
he was
and Tony?
Yeah, he was at the door and he looked at me kind of like I was like, "You look just like Ron Stanfield right there. You look just like Dad."
Oh,
The same
you're
look.
arguing about the toilets.
Yeah, and
You
Dad-
said you could have done that in
In
October. He's like,
October.
yes, I could have, but I didn't.
Tony is exactly like Dad. I was like, "You're like Ron Stanfield." Time management is not Tony's best thing.
no, it's not.
Today, he's working on. He's got some new deer stands he's built, and he's putting them up, and he wants to
They
anchor
look
them.
good.
And he wants to anchor them down before the wind got up. Well, I got news for him tomorrow. The one that he didn't get anchored today, he drove all the way to his stuff, got everything out, was anchoring them down, and then had to come back to the lodge for something. And he goes, "We couldn't finish them." I go, "Why couldn't y'all finish them?" "Well, I had to be back here." I go, "Why didn't you let them just finish them and stay there and do it?" Well, I didn't think about that until after I was coming back.
He doesn't delegate.
I
very
go,
well.
"Tony," I said, "God almighty," I said, "Why? How hard is it?" I said, "How many times have you been to town today?" Because he'll go to Knox City 4 or 5 times a day. Now, you people that live a long way off, y'all think, well, it ain't very far. It's 9 miles, 20 miles round trip to town. Tony goes 5 times a day when he could do once or twice a day.
Jeff said he gets about 5-6 emails a day from a receipt from the
Supply house at different times. You know, Tony's there at 11:15. Tony's there at 12:30. Tony's there at 1:15. And he's in my office in between every one of them. Do you ever think about getting extras?
It's just like when we were running birds. Tony saw birds on our field. He drove 25 minutes one way to get a rifle so that he could shoot at them.
Just drive out there.
Just drive out there and run them off.
I just had my truck. That's what he said. I just got my truck cleaned.
It's just sand.
I said, wash it off.
It's not even muddy yet.
There's a car wash in town.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't wash it. He had Gabriel wash it.
But, I mean, my goodness. So now you've wasted an hour. The birds have fed for an hour.
Yeah, they've eaten a half
They're
acre
probably going to be gone by the time you get there.
Yeah.
It's 9 o'clock when you drove by.
You know, he would get back and he'd be like, "Well, son of a bitch, somebody bumped him already."
You know what he told me?
No, it's 11:30.
He goes, I go, why didn't you just drive there? I didn't think about it at the time. I'm like, God almighty, Tony.
He's one way.
You know, Tony.
That first
he's-
idea is the best idea to
Well,
Tony.
like Tony, he's so like, he's a farmer now.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, goddamn, all the farmers are shooting them off the fields.
Yeah, I need a,
I gotta shoot him.
I need a
off the
rifle.
fields. Yeah.
He just needs to carry a rifle.
Well, I figured he did.
He probably had a pistol in his fucking deal and he forgot about it. He always drive. He was in my truck the other day and he goes, "Oh yeah, I left my pistol in here 2-3 weeks ago." Opened up the glove compartment, pistol in there. I thought, shit. I said, "It'd been nice to know it was in there in case I needed it or in case I'd have got pulled over and someone said, you
Yeah,
might go ahead and go through all that shit. I don't give 2 fucks. It's whatever you want, go through the house."
Am I sure you got this pistol
yeah.
here?
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't know it was there. That's what all the criminals say.
that's not mine. No, really, it's not
No,
mine.
I swear to God, it's
I-
not mine.
I had a guy in court today. I can't say no names from it, but it was really funny. He started bitching about the situation.
Yeah.
And I go, "Are you done griping? Well, are you going to drop the ticket?" I said, "No." "Well, then I want to gripe some more." So go right ahead.
Go ahead.
He griped for about 5 more minutes. He goes, "You going to drop the ticket?" I said, "No." I said, "We're fixing to start costing you more money if we're going to keep this up."
Yeah.
"Well, I just want to get my words in at least." I was okay. That was the end of it.
How about you don't do whatever you got the ticket for?
Yeah. I thought, you can bitch all you want to, but you're guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just figured if you griped a lot, you wouldn't do it. What happened
Why?
to your TV? I don't know. What's
The
wrong with your
TV is updating.
What did y'all think about? We'll talk a little football for a second. Did you see where Jason Garrett got fired at the Giants today?
Yeah, I saw
His
Freddie
offensive
Kitchen
He's a horrible offensive coordinator.
He got fired today?
Yep.
got let go.
The Giants.
Oh,
Why
shit.
would they hire him anyways? He was sucked when he was there at the Cowboys and everywhere else.
Daniel
Oh,
Jones
yeah.
is 0-8 in primetime games. I saw it last night.
Well, they have horrible game planning. They've got a lot of injuries, but Giants got some bad luck. Saquon has been hurt, banged up the last year and a half. He got his ankle stepped on, and that's killed him. Devontae Booker's looked better
Oh,
than
I'm
he has.
thinking of Mac Jones.
Adrian Peterson got cut today.
Did he?
He got released.
Fuck, waivers wires are about to run, and I'm making
Oh,
it. I'm in the
fucking-
middle of a big comeback in our fantasy football league.
Oh, Father Time.
There are only 5 games between me and like the top of the heap.
Well, yeah.
Wait.
Coming, Jeff.
Hold on.
Don't let the boogeyman in the tournament, Jeff, because he'll take your lunch money.
Let me tell you, Josh. I tell you, Andy finally paid me for football.
That was a whole nother debacle the other day.
Jeff, I always pay.
Listen,
He's
Andy,
paid
what is
once.
you're 14 and 19.
That's right. Fourth place is
I'm 19 and 14.
right. 5 games.
I'm
You're fourth place. I'm 5 games from the
Tony and
top
Justin.
bracket.
Tony and Justin are 21 and 12. Jeff is 20 and 12. I'm 19 and 14. You're 20, 12 and 1.
Yeah. I'm 5 games out of the top bracket.
Yeah.
That is
I'm fourth place, 2 games behind.
That is one and a half bad weeks. Trust me, they
I
can
come in
happen.
this morning and I said, "Hey Tony, did you know Andy beat you by 1 point?" He's like, "No, he didn't.
I hadn't even looked.
No, he didn't."
You
He
did.
I was up till 11:30 last night
You went
putting
3-0.
together.
Tony's
putting
Tony's
together
deal went down
podcasts.
to a 32-yard catch by Leonard Fournette that they called back for holding. That was the difference in him going 3-0 and you going 3-0.
Yep.
And then, so I was up till 11:30. Had my alarm set for 3:15. The kids were throwing up all night last night, so I probably got like 2.5 hours of sleep.
So Reese doesn't throw up just on airplanes?
No, he got a stomach bug or something.
That poor kid.
And now today they're dicking around. 12 hours later, they're blowing and going.
Just
So
the
I don't know what it was. They cleansed their system out though. But
overnight poo-poos.
last night was a rough night for.
Were they both throwing at the same time, or was it just one and then the other one?
Yeah, they were alternating, but.
That's tough on the mom for sure.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Andy, you get some sleep. I know you got to get up early. You go ahead and go to bed, and I'll take care of them."
Mm-hmm.
Is that how it went?
Tried to, but I mean, when you're already 11:30 before you even crawl into bed, she feels kind of bad.
Well, she should.
So,
You should get Father of the Year award.
Podcaster of the Year award. That's tough. That's a ball buster. But I figure if Donald Trump could go on 4 hours of sleep, so can I.
When he was 70.
Exactly. If he can do 4 hours of sleep, so can I. And I'm going to guide every day this year.
Did you see where the lady in Wisconsin that's a state rep or something there, after that guy ran over them people, she made the comment like, I'm sure it was in self-defense, after he ran over and killed 5 people.
Are you fucking kidding me?
She did resign the next day.
She should.
Yeah. But just I don't understand the evil and the hatred the left has for America.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. And it just, I do not understand how everybody isn't appalled by that. Just like on 9/11, everybody except some camel jocks was pissed. Everybody was mad.
Yep.
Both sides of the aisle, everybody. And I don't understand how things like that don't piss people off. Because if it would have been a white guy that ran through a bunch of black people, it'd piss me off to no end.
It should piss anybody
It
off
should.
anyway.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though. But some people are saying, well, it's because it's a race deal. And if it was a white guy, they did it. I mean, it's not a race deal. It's a human being deal. They killed 5 innocent people at a Christmas parade. No matter what the circumstance is, It was pure evil. And for someone to say that, I don't care what political party, but it seems like lately the Democrats are always on the wrong side of America and the people in America.
Well, shit, it's been like that the last 5, 6
It's
years.
gotten horrible. And I don't understand that because I know some Democratic people that are good people, and that's not their values, but they still vote with that stuff, and I just don't get it.
Yep.
I don't understand.
I tell you, fucking Wisconsin's had some shit happen.
It has.
in the last couple of years.
And the first thing they said is maybe this is retaliation for the Rittenhouse. So you're going to go run through a Christmas parade because a kid got off of something that, in self-defense?
Self-defense.
That 12 other people said. And the jurors were mostly people of color and a lot of ladies on that jury. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Billy Bob on that deal. It was a lot of other people.
Hell no. But that just shows there's a lot of people on the left that are kind of starting to
They have to
see shit click, and they're like, "Hey, maybe this isn't what they're telling me it is."
Yeah, it's you just can't go for that kind of anti-American stuff and just anti-people stuff that they go for. Now we've got dipshit Beto's running for governor. Did you see the Mexican guy yesterday on him?
Yes, I did.
That was greatness. Did
Gus
you see
sent me
that?
that video.
That is funny.
He said, "We don't want you here."
Yeah.
I don't even want you here.
Hey, my name's Robert. You're right. Yeah, yeah. And he goes to shake his hand. Beto's all buddies. He said, Maxine Waters said, get in their face. Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm getting in your face. We don't want you here. Take your shit and go back to El Paso or whatever.
He wouldn't let go of his hand either.
Guys. And then the security guard's like, he's like, don't touch me, the security guard. And that security guard, you could tell, is thinking, but dude, I agree with you on everything you just told
no
that dipshit.
shit.
But I got to tell you, you got to move on.
Did you see a guy turned a $50 parlay into $1.1 million?
What?
$50 parlay. I would pull it up on the big screen so you could see. He bet on the Vegas Golden Knights plus 2.5, Cal State Fullerton, Rhode Island, UConn, Miami of Ohio, Wake Forest, Michigan State, Atlanta Hawks, Colorado Avalanche, Washington Capitals, the Patriots, the Texans, OU.
Whoa, hold on. The guy he bet on the Houston Texans? Motherfucker deserves $3 million right there for that.
What is Jin Young? I guess a fight. And then the Ravens. But I guess it was the Ravens' last score that helped the bettor win his parlay. That's a fucking hell of a parlay. That's like 15 different shit that you had to hit on.
Me and Lucas was on a 7-bet parlay last night, and we lost because Evan Ingram didn't catch 43 yards in passes or something is what we lost by.
Damn.
He texted me, he said, we're in this really good if Evan Ingram will just catch some balls and shit. I was like, fuck, you can't rely on that motherfucker. That's like relying on Matt Stafford when we played Detroit winning the game in the last 2 minutes.
Shit.
It doesn't sound like you're doing too well in these parlays with him.
Well, we've done good.
Where the fuck do you bet on a parlay?
He bets. Where he
Michigan?
lives at, they can bet online betting. So he can bet.
Are you betting with, like...
A bookie. But through a legal booking house.
In Michigan.
In Michigan. And
Michigan?
Me and him are partners on this. I can't.
Lucas Bellinger is from Michigan.
He
Oh.
didn't have to leave last names. He might have ex-wife
You
problems
fucking
or something.
talked about it.
I said Lucas. I didn't say who.
You talked
thought
about it
you were
for 10
talking
minutes
about
on the
Musgrave.
pick'em with him.
Yeah. No. Do what?
I thought you were talking about Luke Musgrove.
No. I don't think Kansas has online betting.
That's what I was very concerned about.
Yeah, no.
Anyways, we partnering on a bet deal.
Right.
We're not buying Caesar's Palace. I can tell you that much.
You never know.
Well, it's going to take a lot of those 37-minute team parlays like that.
Hey, you want to scratch off today
No, last night.
last night?
I'll tell that story now then. The other day, I was laying in bed, and Michelle was snoring, and I said, listen, I'm going to buy me. I was playing with my phone. It says, you can play scratch-off tickets right from your own phone. I thought, hey, I like to gamble. I'm a compulsive gambler. I'll buy me some.
There you go.
So I looked at here, and it said, I was like, well, I'll buy $20 and see what happens. I thought I was going to buy $21 lottery or scratch-off tickets. I thought you could scratch them on your phone. Basket number 3. And I hit the button. Apple Pay, $80. I'm like, God dang, what'd I buy? I thought, well, I guess I'm going to play some $5 tickets. So then I start trying to jack with my phone, and it says, and I start reading the fine print, will ship direct to your house. I was like, son of a bitch. I forgot about it. So last night, about 9:30 when we got home from here, Michelle goes, did you order some scratch-off tickets in the mail? I was like, oh, I forgot about that. I said, Dad, come in. She goes, yeah. I go, get me a quarter. She goes, you can get your ass up and get your own quarter. So I got up and found me a penny. Went sit down.
You're not supposed to do that.
What?
Quarter is the lowest scratchable currency that you can use.
Listen here. So I use this lucky penny that I have. I'm taking some casino with me tomorrow. Take this lucky penny. I scratched my first one off, and I won $50. So I thought, at least I'm only going to lose 30.
There you go.
Next one I scratched, 120.
There you go.
A lot of entertainment for $10 of my time. Not bad at all.
That's right.
3 of them in a row, 0, 0, 0. The last one is like this. It's like this crossword puzzle, and you got to figure these letters and shit out. Figured out the contest is if you have an E, you're going to win a lot of money. If you don't have an E, you're screwed.
Yeah.
They have 2 bonus words on the bottom, and the bottom bonus word was candid. C-A-N-D-I-D. I had C, I had A, I had an N, a D, and an I. Boom, I won. I go to scratch that old thing off, and I see a 5. I thought, well, got $5 out of it. 0, hell, I'm in another 0, $500.
There's his parlay right there. Look at that fucking list that he had to fucking hit every one of them.
See, I would have bet a little different there because I don't know shit about hockey.
But I'm guessing, like, if you've only got $50 on the line, do you just, like, take every underdog and pray that they hit and then a couple sure things?
It's not, you're trying to take all sure things that you think is going to win. That's what you
The
do.
Golden Knights, they're plus.
Well,
there was a couple other pluses.
But
I just think you have to. All that has to hit and win. They all have to win.
Right.
I mean, for $50,
yeah.
to pick shit like that to win, 1.2 million.
Mm-hmm.
The one that we play all the time is a 13-point deal where you add you got to take 4 teams and you can add 13 points to every one of them's line.
Right.
So like if the Patriots are -7, they're getting 6 points, and that's what we do. And we've done pretty good on that one. Our problem is the prop bets.
What the hell's a prop bet?
Like the other day, I had Lamar Jackson for throwing for 234 yards.
Yeah.
And the bastard threw for 232. Vegas is pretty damn smart on that shit.
That's what's crazy. These people that handicap these things,
they're good.
Fuck. How do you know that Lamar Jackson's going to be right around 233?
I know because his dumb ass threw an interception, and I don't care what you say about him. If you live in Baltimore or you're just a Ravens fan, you ain't ever going to get a Super Bowl unless you go for somebody else. That fucker ain't winning a Super Bowl ever.
Ain't no way.
Oh, it was Houston University, not the Texans, and then the Oklahoma Sooners versus Iowa State.
They got a big game in Oklahoma this weekend. Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's going to be favored too, I think.
Why couldn't I have found that, Jeff?
What?
This parlay.
You wouldn't have played it because it would cost you $50.
I'd have fucking bet $50 to win 1.1 million.
Okay. Get you another one. Line up some teams, and I'll get you put down for it.
Jeff.
Yeah, Andy ain't going to play no $50.
Jeff, calm down. You're too excited over
Hell,
here.
he won't play $20 out here.
No.
He's got a chance to win 500.
Yeah.
Not 1.1. That's a lot.
Are you up this year playing poker with the guys, new guys?
Probably not. I'm probably even.
I think some of them's already licked their wounds now on the gambling.
Poor Logan.
I feel bad for him.
His parents may listen to this. So don't talk
That's
about
all
it.
right.
Well, that's all right. He's his own man. He's fucking 24 years old.
That's right.
Spreading his wings
He's
down
ready to
here.
play again, though.
Finally, he is.
Yeah,
He said he was going to go till. He said he's going to go till December.
Well, he was cheating because he was willing to play today, but
Yep.
Josh didn't want to play today.
Oh.
Not Josh here, little Josh.
Yeah, we thought he was playing. We were going to go set cards up, and then Josh was like, I'm going to go
We'll go take a nap.
Take a nap. We're like, you're not playing? Like, no.
I
Like,
did.
well, fuck, we're not playing with 3 or 4 people.
That's funny. The other day, little Josh was sitting down, and it was a $40. He was up $40.
Yeah.
And then he's like, God dang, I should have quit now. I've lost $8 from the 32. And then he was like, son of a bitch, I've lost 19. I'm only up $21 now. I should just. Then he had $10. I'd have quit while I'm $10 ahead. I mean, I'm thinking, dude, you can't even be fun if it's that.
Right.
That's not. That can't be
Like-
enjoyable.
And like his thing is, say we're playing guts or between the sheets, and it'll be a 2 and a king or a 2 and an ace. He'll be like $4.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like a jack and a 7. He'll be like $50 pot.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, fuck. I don't
Bucky's
get
looking
it.
like he wants to join in on the.
Bucky, you want to come over here and get in on this?
Yeah, he does.
We got some stories we need to talk to you about, anyways.
We got a new chair.
We got a new. Yeah, you don't even have to sink down now. Oh, the
He's
new
like,
chair.
that's it.
The new chair brought him in.
I sat in that thing one time.
What time's dinner gonna be tonight? Where's
Hell.
all your people at? What time are they supposed to be here?
Big deer hunters they are.
You breaking in some young boys?
Oh,
Who was it?
Lacey's my in-laws.
He wants to come work and guide hunts.
He doesn't want to.
What's he want to do?
Nothing. He just wants to come hunting.
How old is he?
20. 21.
Does he have a job?
Yeah,
What's he do?
cowboy.
Put that thing next to you a little
Sorry.
bit. That's okay.
Works for her in-law, like their family stuff.
Big cow.
Do you have any family members that work for you other than just the Nail family?
Nope.
None?
Me and Jamie.
That's it.
That's it.
So you've had a big fire. How many acres you lose?
Today?
No, not today. You have
No.
another fire today?
Yeah, we got a fire right now.
No shit.
Yeah.
God dang.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, y'all having some barbecues in that country.
Telling you.
How many acres today?
I don't know. I hadn't heard.
What's going on? Is it just static electricity from so dry?
Power lines.
Falling over and shit?
And no, and the wind whipping.
No shit.
That's ridiculous.
I want to ask you a question. This kind of be controversial, so I'm kind of putting you on the spot here.
Oh, fuck.
This ain't about your sex life or private life, nothing like that. You a fan of these windmills? I knew this is a controversial question for me to ask, isn't it?
I mean, no, I'm not.
Nobody I know is. They're killing that country over there.
Oh, man, because, like, to the south of us, the Stasny's has all those. And I'm used to them, but now looking to the north between Haskell and Throckmorton, it's just...
It's a whole different world. I went up to Gilland the other day. Have you been to Gilland ever?
Where's that?
That's a good question. It's northern Knox County. If you go to Truscott, the
Yeah.
big metropolis of Truscott with 37 people, if you go east of there, the town of Gilland is there.
Okay.
I honestly don't think the community of Gilland has got 15 people that live there.
Right.
And that might be stretching it. Out of that little community over there, there must be 1,000 freaking windmills now. There's gravel roads everywhere. All the roads are tore up. And it's just not the same country. Man, when you got up there, it was nothing up there. There was wildlife and everything. Now, if I owned that land and I had a bunch of windmills on me, I'd probably love it. But there's just nothing there.
No.
And even the things they've built up there, it's not like it's added to the economy other than the schools and shit. There's a few jobs, but once they get them all built, it seems like they're ghost towns.
There's like 3 people that work for them.
Yeah.
It's good for like, heck, Throckmorton, they're getting a brand new school and whatnot. And Albany gets a lot of money from it, but I don't know.
But that school would have been just the same without it.
Oh, yeah.
But how many permanent jobs? Like Knox City, I don't know if any. I think we got a couple families that probably work in the wind energy, but when they get done build them all, are they going to have jobs anymore?
Depends on where they're at, where they rank.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's just crazy the fucking windmills we've got just within 50 miles of here now.
Yep.
They're everywhere.
And I think I shouldn't say I think a lot, but there's a bunch of like private contractors that tend to those windmills now
I don't know.
that own their own company, so
Yeah.
they don't have to. That certain company doesn't have to have employees. They just hire it out to private owners.
Up in Oklahoma where we hunt it, they have a bunch of them up there, and I've never seen. I drive around them a lot. I don't ever see nobody working there.
Right.
Ever. And they're by the Bettis where we hunt. There's a bunch of them now. I don't ever see nobody around them. Ever. And I know there's somebody has to watch over them, but I don't. And I think they fly drones around. I know like Eyesight Drone, the
Right.
people that are sponsor, they fly those and I think they check for problems with them, but we don't. I don't see where it helps much. And I know one thing: when it was cold, and we need electricity. Them fuckers weren't producing enough to keep us warm.
No.
Yeah, no. Weren't they frozen?
Yeah, a bunch of them.
I don't know. Everything else was.
Have you driven 351 from Albany to Abilene late? Like
Not in a long time.
those windmills, I was a senior or 19, somewhere in there. Like 18 years ago, they put those up, and they're the nastiest windmills.
That's the ones that's by Vera.
No, between Albany and Abilene.
No, but the ones at Vera
Yeah.
have all got black shit hanging
they're
out of them.
They're just brown and black
Yes.
and just nasty.
Yeah, that's the ones at Vera west of Seymour, all that way too
Yeah.
on 82. But they're just, I don't know. I think that we have. Well, the government, if you take out all the subsidies, they're not paying for themselves.
That's what I was looking at. The subsidies end here. That's what I'm trying to find. They end relatively quickly, in the
And-
next 20 years or something.
So I'm going to Anson, or me and Michelle are going to Abilene sometime this summer. I don't ever go to Abilene. I have found since the boys are gone, we don't go to doctor's appointments and
Yeah.
shit. We don't go to Abilene no more or Wichita. Michelle goes, and that's her day shop. I go to the casino one day, she goes shopping. I like that. I don't have to shop, and it's greatness.
Good trade.
It's a perfect deal. Anyways, we went to Abilene for something one day. Probably went to eat dinner and do something. He wants to go through there, and I thought, God damn, look at all that water over there. I got to quit saying that word. Gosh darn it. Tex Cox makes me feel bad when I say that. I feel bad. God's telling me to quit saying that, so I'm trying to quit this.
God
Anyways,
is?
Yes, that's a horrible word. and I
Through
shouldn't use
text?
it. No, just text makes me think about when he messages me every once in a while and tells me I shouldn't say it.
Like when he counts it?
Yes, that's 7 of those. Anyways, we go to Abilene. Now look at all that dang water. Look over there. It's them dang mirrors. They're everywhere. And there's no way that's good for the... You talking about some global warming. You get a bunch of mirrors out there. It has to be hotter over there.
Between Angelo and Albany on 277, they put a solar farm up there. It's crazy. It's like 3,000 acres.
They're just solid mirrors.
That's it.
I wonder what the landowner gets on that as a pay. Because there's a bunch of them outside of Haskell, too, they say. I've never seen them around Stanford, Lake Stanford, I think.
I don't know. I have no idea what that is.
You guys going to put solar on the nail ranch?
No.
If they offered him $100 million, he might end up having a ranch somewhere else.
That's possible.
Yeah.
Money talks and bullshit takes us by subway. How big a deer did you shoot?
He was 162.
That's a nice deer.
He's very photogenic.
Oh, really?
He's the prettiest deer I think I've ever killed.
You didn't think about letting him go one more year? Okay, I wouldn't
Why?
either.
Well, hell, he was 6.5,
Yeah,
Jeff.
actually, I think he was 7.5.
Really?
But he's dang sure mature. But
I was just
He
kidding
was a
about that.
good-looking deer.
But you know, there's
he's a
somebody
bruiser.
out there that's saying that.
oh,
No.
ever
The
dang.
critics. Well, I would have let it go.
Little Rob killed one that he killed an 8 that had 2 big forks. I sent it to you,
Yeah.
and he was 172, and he was 7.5. And like when they posted that picture, people just,
They're all experts.
everybody.
Yeah.
But none of them are staring down that motherfucker in a rifle
That's right.
thinking, one more year, it's
Yeah.
boom.
I've only ever done that one time. I drew back on a buck, and he was walking like 15 yards. And I was just like, nah, I can't. He's too young. And the fucking neighbor ended up shooting him.
That's what sucks.
The fuck?
You find experts, though. I was at the Backwoods Hunting Show in Oklahoma City 20 years ago. Hell, 25 years ago. And this guy comes up, and he's watching my video, me and Tony's video of shooting birds. He's like, well, it looks pretty good. He said, tell you what, I'll do you boys a favor. And that's, always you're getting screwed when someone tells you that. I go, what's that? He goes, I'll come up there and hunt with you for a weekend. And if it's good, I'll come back and bring 4 guys. It's like, you can kiss my ass, buddy.
How's that benefit you guys at all?
Yeah.
What a bargain.
Yeah. And-
Thank you for messaging
And,
me.
and
you.
we went back the next year, and the sucker was talking to everybody else doing the same shit. Damn leech is all he is.
Hey, when Blake gets down here, we have to figure out a deer situation for him.
Yeah, we're gonna get Blake something.
No,
don't
you're
think
not.
he will.
No.
He's got a black
Blake is working for PETA now.
Last year it was just bad timing because everybody had lost their antlers and
Is
yeah.
it the whole year though?
No.
We're talking about a calendar year of Blake whiffing.
Well, no, we went down to Bucky's, and Blake had got in the blind and set up hunting. Well, this deer come in, is big-bodied, and then you just see the sockets on his head.
No.
Well, the deer that he was going to shoot has lost its antlers come in.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying Blake.
He just has bad luck.
He
he's
does.
snake bit.
I'm
bad.
telling you right now. The only way he's going to kill a deer is if one runs in front of his truck. I'm telling you, it ain't going to happen.
And I think he's already hit a deer with
There
his
you go.
truck this
See?
year.
Well, that's the thing. Stoner and I were just riding around that morning. We found a big 9 in our wheat field, and we go get Blake, and we're like, hey, we'll just run up there and shoot him with a rifle. Nowhere to be found.
He did tell me the other day that he'd been hitting to Zach, and Zach did not bite on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said Zach didn't bite on it. Because Zach told Payne he could come shoot a deer if he wants to. And I said something to Blake about it. Blake said, yeah, I've asked about that 3 or 4 times, kind of hinted around. He goes, he hadn't bought on it.
He's not biting.
He's not biting on it for me at all.
I'm trying to find your deer. Probably be easier if I just fucking. Did you share it onto yours or did?
It's on Instagram.
Look up
I'll
Texas
look at it real
Buck
quick.
Registry.
Yeah, or Texas Buck Registry.
You didn't post it on your Facebook.
That's a neat
No.
page. Do you follow that, Jeff?
No.
It is a cool page.
A
You see
lot of
Wade's
big
deer?
Yes, I did. That was a big
Which
deer.
one?
Yeah. The club drop time that he killed when Stoner was down, but that 199 he killed.
That's a monster.
That's a big
I saw a
fucking
deer on the page that was maybe Kansas. A guy found 2 big deer locked up.
I saw that
Did
today.
You see that?
Yep.
But it never did say what they scored.
I don't know. I wonder what the rule is on that.
He said he called the.
Game wardens.
I read the thing. He said he called the game warden. He said, shoot the live deer, and I'll give you a salvage tag for the dead one.
Heck
So
of a deal.
I was like, hey, fuck.
I've got a set of locked up horns in my office
All right,
that we
where's
found.
he at? There he is.
Where at, right there.
But
Yep.
yeah.
That's a different picture than what Logan posted.
Yeah.
Ah, damn.
Yeah. These were we staged him and took some pictures the next day.
That is a
think
good
There's
looking
a
deer.
grizzly bear in the next picture.
There
the
should be a
next
next
picture?
one.
Yeah. There he is. His mom was so mad. He had ticks all over him because he
Oh,
crawled all over that deer that night when we were taking
really?
pictures. And, I mean, we were covered in
shit.
ticks.
Why do they have them so bad?
And just winter ticks. We get winter ticks bad.
Really?
Yeah, our cows, horses, everything.
What'd that deer weigh, you think?
He field dressed 155, so probably 180.
What's funny, you take that same deer in South Texas and put him on a 95-pound frame, and that son of a bitch looks like an elk.
It looks like
And
a-
his backbone, like you can ask, Rob was there when we found him. His backbone was out, like he was run down. He was long.
What do you mean? Just from
Rutting.
rutting so
just,
hard?
Yeah.
He had 2 years left, probably. What is a? Does a whitetail, do they ever see 10? Is that very rare?
Yeah, I think some do, but I mean, just depends on where you're at in the country too.
I wish we could tag. I wish there was a way to ear tag some of these does around here, because I think we got the same does we've had forever that stay right here.
I wouldn't doubt that Texas does something. You can probably get a hold of somebody that'll come do it.
Yeah.
I have found if you deal with biologists in the state of Texas, you might as well just go outside and get kicked in the balls.
Hey, go back a couple pictures on this.
Was it y'all or was it the Stasny, or which one does Johnny run now?
He works for
Oh, I thought
Jim
there was
Kern.
more than
That's right, he does work for
down
Jim.
by Bront.
Which one is which ranch up there? The biologist come and shot the damn big trophy buck by accident.
Wage deer's on here too. Scroll down.
Ooh, I don't
He
know.
shot a doe to do something, and had a scarred up face, and it was like a deer that was like 2 years old that was pushing like 160.
I don't know.
One of y'all's neighbors down there.
I wouldn't doubt it. Keep going. It's a pretty good ways down.
That's a big old deer in the right up top.
There's 3 deer weighed and them killed that weekend: 199, 197, and 181. There's Wade right there at the drop
Yeah.
time
Oh,
deer.
yeah. There it is. Right
That
there.
some bitch is awesome.
Oh, he's cool.
How many drop time deer do you see in a year?
Saw one yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, send me a Snapchat.
Yeah, just never seen the deer before.
What did it score? You think? Was
Oh,
it nice or just?
135, 132.
Will it have a drop time next year?
Depends. You know, those deer, I'm telling you, one year they'll have something, the next year they won't. It all depends on, like, this spring was so good.
Well,
Those deer just went crazy.
We're off to a bad start now.
I'm telling you.
What did
Big
he
time.
do? Did he take out the tongue, or what did he do?
No, he just tucked it in there.
Just tucked it in there nice and neat?
Or he could have cut it
Baling
off.
wire?
It's either cut it off with a pocket knife or just job it in there and their jaw gets tight.
Mr. Wade Montgomery.
What deer was it that little Josh had a picture of a deer someone shot the other day that was a low
Just
fence
keep going
deer?
down, Andy.
Was it in Illinois?
I don't know.
It was like 262 or something.
I believe it up there.
Now, you've shot a lot of big deer in your life.
A few.
Do you still get like the shakes on something like that?
Yeah, that one got me pretty excited. When we walked up to him, I didn't lose any of that feeling. So,
The worst part is when you walk up
and
on them
he's-
and they're smaller
and
than
he's
you
not
thought.
my biggest by any means, but he's one of my most favorites.
And I mean, and Wade has shot a bunch of nice deer too.
Oh, my
like, do you
gosh,
think
yeah. he's got a typical book now?
do you think that he still gets
Oh, yeah.
the shakes?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, that's a monster up on the right.
I don't know where else.
There's another go up one that keep going. That deer in the middle. That kid's from. He's not from Albany, but they hunt right there just next to Wade.
Jeez,
That's a pretty buck.
my goodness.
They aged him at 10 and a half.
10 and a half,
And
there you go.
they had pictures of him for like 6 or 7 years.
Now,
I'd be thinking he's going to die of old age
Yeah.
before you get to shoot him finally.
would you even fuck around with like trying to take any meat off of a 10-and-a-half-year-old deer in the peak rut?
Just depends what he looks like.
Really?
Andy, it's about harvesting your game. We don't talk
No, no, no.
about people not shooting,
No. Okay.
eating.
Would any of that shit? Would any of his meat be worth a shit? A 10-and-a-half-year-old deer, peak rut time.
If it's prepared right. If you gut him pretty quick
Yeah.
and then get him caped out and hung up,
Right.
if you can get the skin off of him and hang him for 5 or 6 days, yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
You guys are a lot younger than me, so do y'all ever remember seeing the guy strap the old elk on the old hood of the truck and they drive from Colorado?
There was a guy in Albany the other day had a doe on the front of his pickup.
It's going to taste like shit, and then they wonder why.
Got a bed back there with nothing in it and got a deer on the front. And I'm just like, stop.
You go to Texas A&M?
No, he went to,
I think Wade's
bet
deer's
you-
coming up.
yeah, it's
So I don't shoot a whole lot. I hadn't shot a deer in probably 15 years. What strapping it to the hood of the car? What does it do? Just fucking
It just cooks it.
beats the
I
shit
mean,
out of it.
just
it's
showing
not-
it off.
It's-
Is all it is.
No, but why does it fuck up the meat?
It cooks it. It
yeah,
bakes it. It's
on
not
the
taken
hood,
care
yeah.
of.
Gets it hot.
Would you get a steak and just ride it from Colorado to Wichita Falls and put it on the hood of your? And you used to see that when I was a kid. You'd see an elk strapped on someone's car and they'd be driving to Dallas or
Like
what.
there's old pictures
Oh,
of.
there it is.
Yeah, there's Wade right there, left.
there.
That's a moose, boy.
Dude, that deer's big.
That's his second of the year.
No, that was his first one.
But I mean, he shot this one and then the drop tine.
Yeah, his
What a fucking.
His
and then you got poor Blake.
Yeah.
That's just like rubbing two sticks together trying to make a fire.
His boss told him
that with his bow.
Yeah, his boss didn't go kill the drop tine deer to hang in their big ranch house.
Oh.
And Wade's like, no, you go kill him. And he's like, no, I'm gonna go sit in the bow blind. Wade goes, he's gonna come in the wheat field. And sure enough, he come out in the wheat field, so Wade just shot him. But
6.5-year-old, 15.198 and 4.5.
so Jamie and Wade and I have a group text that's been going for
What's
years.
the next picture?
Over.
Side profile.
Yeah.
What's the
That
there
one.
it is.
That's it.
I had a guy from Foul Furious invite me down for a hunt that listens to the podcast.
Why didn't you go?
I don't care about shooting a deer.
Well,
And
Reese
I
or
think
Jameson might want to shoot a deer.
I
I
kind
got
of,
deer out here.
I think I kind of hurt his feelings. I said, but I appreciate it. He goes, man, I'm telling you, Jeff, we have trophy deer in our place. It's a high fence place, nice. He said, you can kill 170-inch deer. We'd love for you to have a deer. I said, I appreciate that very much. I said, I really don't have time to come down, and I don't.
Yeah.
And I said, but I do appreciate it very much. And he just wanted to hang out, have me hang out for him a couple days and let me shoot a couple trophies. And I was like, I don't.
We all guessed that deer at like 175.
Oh, really?
But Little Rob's deer,
yeah.
we guessed him high 150s. He's 172. Everybody was missing these deer.
Is it because their thickness?
That and just, I don't know. It was just it's a weird year. Go back and look at, there's 2 more deer.
Have you seen mountain lions at all lately? Do
I've
y'all
never
tracks?
seen one.
Up or down?
To the right, next picture to the right.
Oh, okay.
You know what's
that's
crazy? And
JT, he'll be here tomorrow.
and
He's
says-
going to meet us in the morning. That deer's going to go buck. Is he going to go buck,
185.
right? 182?
185, 7/8.
But he netted 180, 182, I think.
Is
Oh,
ever
172.
swinging dick in Albany shooting deer like this?
Why?
There
There's
one
been
of
a
them.
bunch of big deer killed in the county this year.
Have the leasers shot anything, or just all the locals?
No, there's some guys on the I was telling you about Cody Gribble.
right.
186, cut his head off. Just flat cut his head off. Got a European mount.
That's sacrilegious.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Now keep going. Go to the next one.
You know what kills me is when you pick post
There's fucking
pictures
Wade.
like this.
There's fucking Wade again. Just he sees all sorts of big shit.
Dude, that he's a hunter.
And the guy who gets upset about it is like, well, I just kill it for meat. No, fucker, you don't have a
next
chance
one.
to
Yeah,
shoot
that
a deer like that.
That's our game warden, Jake.
Paying him off.
We've
in
seen
deer.
He was, what did he, 197, yeah.
What's that shit on his horns?
Velvet.
Oh, he shot it with a bow.
Yeah.
Hold
I
on.
see.
The game warden shot a 197-inch deer.
Yeah, we're good.
Boy, I can't. Was that on your place?
No, it's on, those 3 deer were killed at Wade's all one weekend. 2 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday.
I can't wait to see our game wardens. Them no shooting suckers. He's been here before. I think
Yeah, I
he's
think
helped
he
work.
has.
His
here
dad's a
couple times.
federal game warden in Nebraska.
Really?
I'd like to have his dad on the podcast. Got a lot of questions for the federal guys.
There's that old tone.
Yeah, there it is. Hang it
All you
out
care
there.
about.
197 and 5/8. What is the state bow record for low fence?
Not there now though.
Anymore, who knows? Big.
What? Since we got you on the deal, what do you think about the guy in Kansas that shot the deer that had been on the high fence? I
So-
think what he did was right.
I got mixed emotions. Did he have an ear tag or no?
It wasn't in the pictures. It'd fallen out.
Okay, so I would have shot the deer.
I would have too.
I would not have registered the deer, knowing that he come from a high fence.
I don't think he should be registered as a free
No,
range animal.
not at all. I have nothing against high fence deer. I have no interest in any of them. I'll look
You
at
just
them.
told me to go down there and shoot one.
Oh, you said that was a high fence place?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I wouldn't go shoot one. I'd go look at them.
Some big boys.
That's just,
I don't care about shooting one anyways.
man, we've been low fence, free range our whole lives, and that's just,
And look at the genetics, how much better they are.
we're deer hunters. Y'all are goose hunters.
Fucking Wade's wearing the same clothes. So is this like the same day?
There's all same weekend.
All the same weekend?
10 years ago, how many 197-inch deers were you killing in Albany?
None.
20 years ago.
George Deffenbaugh killed a 193 in 1987.
So what has happened?
Everybody feeds over there good.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't just call it straight the feeding, but because on the feeding,
Managing.
yeah,
and
shooting the right age deer and shooting coals is a big part of it.
How many does you gonna kill? How many acres y'all have?
20,000, what we hunt, what we ranch.
20,000 acres. How many does you gonna take off that?
155.
Well, now what?
Do you get sick of shooting does? either?
Yes.
What made you come up with 155? The number.
Helicopter survey and spotlight surveys.
and they said you need to shoot 155
And
doe.
looking at our buck to doe ratio, it's at about 2.5 to 1 right now, and they're wanting to get it more closer to 1 to 1. And I hate that because when you get it that tight, you get more broke up deer, more deer injured because everybody's having to
fighting.
compete so much more. But I like 2 to 1, but that's just me.
So, but 155 does. How many of those does? What are you doing with all these does?
Donate most of them.
That's what I was getting at.
We've got a preacher that's been our dozer guy from Breckenridge for 30 years. He takes 180 to 100 of them every year, and he pays to get them processed, and he takes them to families.
That is very good. We have
Yeah.
a family in town that they've taken deer. It was a single mom. She wanted some deer, and someone gave her deer, and she middle of the night took care of it. And
If
made
you
me
know
feel
somebody
good.
up here that wants a deer,
I will
call me.
I will do that.
and I will bring them up here.
I'll take a backstrap. I don't want the whole fucking deer. I just want the good shit. Give me a.
Democrat.
I'm telling you, that's the new word we use for that around here is Democrat. We used to use something else, but now it's Democrat every time.
I'll take it back. I don't want the rump or anything like that. Just give me a backstrap. We'll be good. When is the best time to eat a deer? Would it be like an October deer?
Yeah. I mean,
Just before
But
they
a
yes
doe
get
and
is
no.
down.
Yes and no, because I will not process a deer until it's cold. Till
Why?
their body temperature gets cold and then warms herself back up. I don't know. Just that hot blood in September, October still running through them. Because you know how it is in October here.
It's hot.
It can be
hot
100
now.
degrees,
Hot this year.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's going to be 77 tomorrow.
yeah, it's horrible.
But
So-
whenever they get run down,
Oh,
is the meat just real gamey and kind
can
of tough?
be, yes, sir.
So Andy, you ought to go down there in January and shoot your deer, or February.
We got the
Jeff,
big
they're
doe
all
hunt.
fucking run down.
in January, the does
They've been
aren't.
getting
No.
chased.
The does aren't.
Yeah.
The does are fine.
Oh,
You
that's
go
a
down
lot
there
of
and
work.
shoot
That's a lot of work.
I knew it.
You just don't want to get past about January 15th because them does that get bred early, when you're gutting them,
You find a little
yeah,
baby in there.
it's kind of
Happens every once in a while.
it happens.
Oops. How many of them have twins? Because I think there's a set of twins out here.
A bunch of them.
Really?
On a
Yeah.
wet year, there'll be more.
Yeah, I bet on a dry year there's more.
They say a lot of places that have low pressure, those will throw a lot.
These some
more
bitches here
twins.
can have 3, 4, 5 kids because you can look down that little quarter-mile
I
alley.
guarantee
There's
you
probably
out there
450
right now.
right there. There was a 130-inch buck out there last night, and for us, that's you
Yes, sir.
guys would. There's a 130-inch deer out
There's-
there.
You
Good
wouldn't
deer
tap the
on this
brakes at
country.
it. You wouldn't tap the brakes at 130, but
You'd be surprised.
that pivot right here behind the lodge, there'll be
I
what
bet
was it,
there's 200 deer out there
right now
I'd be dang.
because only green along the river.
Was that alfalfa up here to the back
No,
to?
no, I don't know what that was. I think it's just wheat that's stubble across the fence.
No, before you turn on
Yes.
this
yes.
road,
Yeah.
Yes.
right there on the right.
Yes. I bet they've cut hay off that thing 5 times this year.
No, I'd be dang.
A lot.
It's
But
weird too because it's been so hot. You'd think it'd be tough, but
they cut it real green the other day.
it's been dry though.
Yep.
That's what you need.
We saw that poor boy scooping it up
Yeah.
with his hand, throwing it in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, damn, that sucks.
I saw some guys stealing peanuts the other day. Had a pile of peanuts, they even buckets,
that
they was getting that
happens quite
shit.
often.
They're gonna take them home, bowl them themselves.
Underlay, underlay, underlay.
I saw some guys. They dumped a bunch of gravel in the bar ditch at the ranch, at the highway, and there's a couple families and their kids, and had 5-gallon buckets, and they was filling their buckets up with gravel and taking them back and forth. And you can drive by their house, and their driveway's the prettiest little old rock.
There's one in Rochester that way too, and I'd see the guy every morning about 6 o'clock doing it, and his old Cadillac would be in the back of it. And the fucker would pull his old driveway up, he'd get his old shovel out and get it done by 7 o'clock every morning. I saw him 3 mornings in a row. I go by
Funny.
there still, some nicest. I started asking me, you want to come to my house and do that? Listen, I'll pay you if you want to do it that way at my house.
So at 6.5 years old, how many more years does he have being king of the hill?
You could have let that deer go another year, and he could have been 10, 15 inches bigger or 20 inches smaller.
Really?
Yeah, just like being what the way this year is, being dry as it is, probably wouldn't have been a good idea.
So do you? So you think next year a lot of these big deer that you saw were probably going to take a hit in
I think
the
I
inches
think
department?
you can look at all the deer you're seeing this year. Like we've got a handful of drop time deer. You won't see them next year.
Just because they're
everything
gonna
was
strain?
perfect this spring and going into summer.
Right.
They grew everything. They had everything they needed, because like a deer, when he comes out of rut, he's hungry.
Right.
And when he loses his horns, all the nutrition he gets going to go to his body before it goes to his head.
Right.
So his body's got to be in the right condition to grow his horns. So last year it was just a good winter. You know, we had a lot of winter grass, and then coming in the spring it was awesome. And
The freeze didn't hurt the deer at all.
no, I mean I think it hurt some of them,
Little
but
deer.
yeah, but not. Well, I got a cow that's got a big old tumor on the inside of her leg.
Oh, it's nasty looking.
And
Did
I
you
thought,
see? Go ahead with your story.
well, I thought she died last year during that winter storm. Never saw her, never fed her, never watered her, nothing. Fed her today. She's still alive. And I'm just like,
Hell,
what did you do for 10 days last year? Like, it shows you how tough they are. So,
Very resilient.
oh, yeah.
Did you see that video of Clay Reed's on TikTok? The cat, she got bit in the face
By the
you think?
rattlesnake.
Everything
And
she
it
takes
just,
in is just falling
goes
inside.
right out the side.
Yeah.
God dang! Could you imagine though
You're
a
probably
deer
eating a hamburger at Sonic with that deer in it.
With-
I mean,
with
that
with
cow.
that cow?
Yeah.
That the rut is it's amazing to me because it's like their one time.
Yep.
I'm gonna get all my banging in
Yep.
for the year.
And think about it. All those deer from 1.5 to 3.5, they run around like they're studs, but they ain't getting a breed of doe yet. You
Right.
know what I mean? Unless, you know, in a populated area, but maybe out where there's less, the deer density's a lot smaller, they might get to. But
Did you see the deer migrate after we talked about the deer traveling?
Yeah.
Did you see the one with that deer went 227, goes all the way up into the Grand Tetons to Yellowstone?
295
295 miles.
across 4 major highways.
That's crazy.
And 1 interstate.
Yeah, on a migration.
That's
just
ridiculous.
yeah,
That's the second time that doe's done that.
yeah.
Do they know why? Is it just resources, or is
Or
it
she's-
just something that this deer?
She's a mule deer, and they say mule deer will migrate
Will go?
a lot more than, you know, which
Yeah.
our deer don't migrate. But
No,
Well,
I
fuck no, they got feeders everywhere.
the big ranch in New Mexico that Dickhead owns, CNN owns.
Walter Cronkite.
No, Ted Turner.
Ted Turner.
What's the name of that damn place? The Vermejo.
Yeah, Vermejo.
They said that those deer, those elk, migrate across the mountains and go down. And somebody somewhere put a high fence up, and they waited till the elk come in there, and then they put the damn fence up, and they trapped a bunch of them.
That's
Is that legal?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure
It's
it's your property. You
legal
can do
as
what
hell.
you want
do whatever
to.
if you want to build a fence in January or October, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right, and just whatever's in it
They
is
just
in
knew
it.
that migration pattern, and they knew
Right.
those deer were down here. Build that high fence, they can't get back across.
I knew a
fucked
guy
up.
down by Abilene that owned like 30 acres, and he did that shit. He had a high fenced in, and he had a wheat field in there, and all them deer would get in that wheat field at night, and he had it fixed up where they could raise that fence up in the middle of the night. And
Whoa.
he had,
I know a guy.
100 deer in there.
I may be kin to him that had a neighbor between him and another guy, and they had 100 acres, and they killed like 11 deer off that place one year. And he told him, he goes, "We're going to high fence you out." And he said, "That's fine." So what they did is they built a high fence, but in the corners they 45'd them and put gates in, where they'd feed, and all them deer would come out them gates, and they'd slip up there and shut them gates. And that guy ended up selling that place to him because he didn't have no damn deer left.
We have a local guy here that does that. That shoots every damn thing on an acre and a half or something. He'll shoot 30 deer. He don't shoot 30, but he shoots a bunch.
And people wonder why deer won't get big.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the guy. Peyton told me one time, he said, the reason people don't shoot 150-inch deer is because they shoot 140-inch deer.
Exactly.
And the reason they don't shoot 160-inch deer is because they shoot 150s.
And a bunch of people take a 140-inch deer for granted, and that's a good deer.
That is a good deer. That's exactly right. And people do.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, most of our deer we're going to shoot here are going to be 130 to 140-inch deer. And that's a good buck. And for most people in most places, that's people in Pennsylvania love to shoot a deer like that.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't have that deer like that. But then you'll have somebody like, well, I'll only shoot something that's over 150 inches. Well, you're going to hunt for a while. Unless you're hunting where y'all are or on the King Ranch and stuff, 150-inch deer is hard to come by in most places.
We're lucky because, like, if you take Shackford County as a square, that whole northwest corner between 283 West and 180 North is 3 ranches, pretty much.
Right.
So you can do whatever you want to do pretty much over there.
You control the
Exactly.
the pressure on them.
And that's what
And
I was going to ask.
Everybody's kind of doing the same
On the
practice.
same page.
on the same
Yeah.
page.
Yeah.
Right.
Some are feeding, some aren't feeding protein, but still at the end of the day, as long as your management practices are the same, you're good
Right.
to go.
So, on your ranch, how far do you have to worry about like highway hunters or anything like that, or is
Not-
it tucked in enough to where?
Yeah, it's tucked in. So we have a county road that they built for the oil field traffic. A lot of people worry about it, but I don't. I mean, back in the 90s and stuff, when you could go shoot a deer off the road and get a slap on the hand.
Right.
But now it's a felony, and
It's a
you
big
lose all kinds of stuff. So people are like, it ain't worth it.
Right.
But you still have, road hunters. But
Yeah, because I mean, just like the spike box in a place up here,
yeah,
there's a county road that runs. You can see a long way on both sides.
Right.
So, did anybody ever shoot any big deer off the spike box on that one road on McFadden Lane?
Oh, there's been some
I'm
big deer
sure,
taken
yeah.
off there.
Because didn't one of our
Some of them with sparkles in their eyes, probably.
one gentleman that has seen a lot of big deer said the biggest deer he ever saw was on McFadden Highway.
Yeah, there's
at that little dip.
back in the day that used to be because there wasn't a lot of deer out here. You didn't see
Right.
very many deer around here.
Right.
That's where all the deer were, was on McFadden between the Spike Box and the Livingston. That's where all the big deer used to be.
Right. And I mean, you can just run down there and hell with a spotlight, you can see into those wheat fields.
Oh yeah, and there's lots and lots of weed up there.
Oh fuck yeah, there is.
Not right now, they're not.
Yeah, well, there's
There's
a lot of dirt.
of sandhill cranes and a lot of wheat seed because we're going to start shooting sandhill cranes up there on Saturday.
But that is good. So like these bigger ranches, they can get on the same page.
Yeah.
Like whereas somebody that just has a couple hundred acres,
Right. And
they
there's
have to worry about their neighbor.
And you'd be surprised how many of those smaller little old lease places those guys have got together and
Right.
they're trying to work together. And it's, I mean,
You pay that big of money, you want to have the best that you can
Yeah.
have on so many X acres.
Right.
Like you got to do something. You can't just shoot everything.
Yeah. That would be a weird agreement though. Like, hey, listen, we're not gonna shoot 130s so that we can all maybe shoot a 150.
Exactly.
But then it's like, who gets the 150 in 2 years when it's finally up to that?
The
to
thing
that
about
size?
that is, though, you shouldn't necessarily go off of what the inches is going to be. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, let's try to wait till this deer's, 5.5 or
Right.
6.5 or hell, even 4.5. That's a
the
big
thing.
jump.
Kill
in a lot of
mature deer.
places.
It doesn't have to be the score. Just make him 5.5 and above before you
Five
kill
and a half
him.
years old.
Yeah.
Your deer, though, on y'all's place, you said there's 3 ranches that control all that. How much subleasing is being done between those 3 ranches?
None.
None. That's the key.
Yeah.
right
It's all guided. Like Wade's, they don't sell any hunts.
Right.
They like Little Rob and another guy. They work out there to help. They help put food plots in, fill feeders, clean out blinds, whatever. They work for their deer, and then like us, we're commercial hunting. We've been doing it since '87. Jamie's got his program. A little bit of the Matthews, the Hendricks. They're across the county lines, but it all runs together.
But it's not subleased.
No.
Where if you go down in South Texas, everything is subleased. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of people who bought places down
Right.
there, but you're not going to find, what are you saying, 60, 80,000 acres that y'all have set aside?
Shoot, how
How
much? 200,000 acres between
200,000 acres
the
of ranches.
Stasny, us, Jamie, the Matthews, the Hendricks, the Newell.
Okay, let's say 250,000 acres.
Right.
That is all commercial hunted. Basically, it's all
Yeah.
commercial hunted. It's all managed. It's all taken care of. It's 250,000 acres. You can't go down outside the King Ranch. When you get outside of San Antonio, you're not going to see that big a spread without people having leases.
Right.
I'm not saying there's not a big ranches. There are.
Right.
But every
Well, yeah,
5 or
they
10,000 acres.
They sell $10,000 spots. You put your own feeder and blinds out
Yes,
there. And
there's a lot of that going on. That's what I'm saying. There's guys have 15, 20,000 acre leases down there, but they're leases. And then the next place over, like that Briscoe Ranch, I
Yeah.
think a lot of that stuff's all subdivided and they're leasing it out at 20, I don't know. But I think they're leasing out $15, $20, $25 an acre. But they're
Probably
making
so.
good money. And those people are
well, there's no
managing-
overhead that way.
No, that's right. But there's
Sell them
no
for $15,000.
Yeah.
Sell 10 spots. Bingo.
Yep. But those guys manage, but not to the degree that
Right.
someone like y'all do.
Yes, sir.
That's what y'all are doing is a rare deal. Even the King Ranch now, I think there's a bunch of I think there's leases on it now.
Oh yeah, yeah. On some divisions of it, you know. But
And I'm sure the family sets aside 100,000.
Right.
You imagine having 100,000 acres just set aside, or 200,000. Because what's the King Ranch? I think it's like 800,000 acres.
650,
That's crazy.
something like that. I don't know. Somebody will.
The Wagner
Prove
is
me wrong.
the Wagner. Oh, everything I've said
I
today,
know.
someone's going to call me back and tell me that
I can't wait to hear all the comments on my opinions on deer hunting.
the Wagner they've bought some more property. I think they bought the Ladder Ranch,
Yeah, they did.
and
They did.
Are they?
I can't believe they sold that.
I was kind of surprised by that too.
825.
There you go.
Are they're starting to do some commercial hunting on the Wagner now.
Yeah.
What? There's some neat country up there,
Oh
boy.
man, I'm telling you, it's a cool place.
Do y'all have audads where y'all are at?
I killed one last year.
So
Yeah.
y'all do have some.
No.
now? Oh.
No, he was the Matthews. They say that the Matthews that last year, year before last, a guy up in Paint, which Paint Creek comes off
Right.
Lake Stanford, that pasture. He saw a group of about 30, and nobody knows where they came from. Mine got out of the Stasny. They have a little old high fence that they have a few elk in and some deer, and they don't even shoot. They
Just a
shoot,
pet.
Yeah, pretty much. And I was just coming down the road one day, and there's an aoudad in front of me, and I was sending a Snapchat, and I was like, what the hell am I doing? I pulled over and shot him.
Max that works for us. Who shot it?
Ben.
Ben that works for us. They went over. Max's family has a ranch north of here, and they shot a nice aoudad. I don't
Yeah.
know much about it.
No, it was a ewe. Is that what they call 'em?
Yeah, you.
Ewe.
Isn't it you,
Yeah.
Rob? Yeah.
You and a Ute.
No, the female's a ewe.
And the Ute is the boy.
Maybe
right?
so. I don't know.
Because
I
he
thought
told
he
me
had
that.
horns.
They all do.
They all do.
Really?
Yeah.
I know nothing about audads.
Yeah.
Max said.
So how do they
his
know who to have
dad's-
sex with?
Stinkingest animal
said.
ever in my life smelled.
That's what Max said. But I guess their dad or buddy's dad,
He shot a big one.
like 2 days later, shot a real
They want to
big
get rid of
ram.
all of them.
Yeah.
They're like pigs.
We caped mine out, and I called the game warden. I called Jake. I was like, man, this is the stinkingest thing I've ever smelled in my life. What am I supposed to do with this meat? And he goes, it's an exotic. Get rid of it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, thank goodness.
So how do you sex an audad?
He had a
They got
big
a
old,
dick,
he had a
it's
big
a
old
man.
nut sack.
That's
Yeah.
it? You
Well,
can't
that's
tell-
usually
Those females' horns don't get much.
They don't get very
No.
big.
How do you sex
if they got balls, it's a boy.
Right.
And mine wasn't a big.
Yeah.
He's like 28 or 9 inches.
This ain't
you know.
California. We don't get that confused.
We killed one.
Well, if
that,
they've all got horns, how the fuck do you see two audads running and be like,
it's night and day difference.
Really?
Just look up.
Yeah.
Just type in audad, and there'll be a group of audads. You can see
It's,
the females.
it's just
from
like
males.
bighorn sheep.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. I told Max though, I said if they want to get rid of them, they're free range. I'll shoot one with my bow.
We got a bit. We
I'll
got
get it mounted.
an elk herd that's starting around here that's starting to move.
See, somebody else had told me that. So there's your males right there. Go to images. There'll be a group somewhere.
They got an. I
That
saw.
top right corner.
Yeah, right there.
oh, okay, yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
I saw a group in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Even a
bullshitting
shitty
you.
picture, you can tell.
There was 100 plus in one herd.
The Wichita Mountains has a bunch, right?
Yeah, and we're hunting right by there in
Oh,
Oklahoma
okay.
where we hunt at.
So
Some of the mountains are basically all around the property we hunt, but I kept. He's like, oh, and my buddy Matt would be like, yeah, we've got them. He'd send me pictures of them. Man, I don't never see them. And then one day I was glassing some geese. I was like, what the hell's that back in the back moving? And I looked and shit, there was a ton of them. Then I started seeing them all the time because I knew what I was looking for.
So from an evolutionary standpoint, I wonder why females have horns. Like, I wonder if they fight? Because, the whole reason that the males do is so that they can get breeding status.
Right.
So I wonder from that standpoint, why did they keep their basically weapons and whitetail and mule deer doe, or females did not?
Andy is a deep thinker sometimes.
I'm telling you, because I'm sitting here thinking I have no idea.
I'm the same way. I'm thinking, I feel like I'm sitting with the guy at Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
You don't ever think about that?
Well,
Like,
the-
why did that species females decide to keep their horns when you
Okay.
got
Do
all
bighorn
these
sheep
others?
have it?
So with geese, why do the male and females look the exact same? But
And
with
ducks
ducks,
don't.
they don't.
I don't know. I've thought about that many
good
times.
point.
How the hell do they know that's a female? Like, is there an odor?
They probably check them.
Trial and error.
You think so? Like, do you think they give them the
Remember
old
how
the old flight feather check under there? Like, oh no, I got to check the cloaca.
Remember how the Muslim guys check them women out? They have a little room. They make them undress.
Yeah.
Take your tent off and let's see what you got, baby.
I have wondered about that with geese. Like, how the hell do they know that that's a girl or a boy?
know.
Do they just try it out and like, oh fuck, he's got a dick. God dang! I courted him all winter long, and now I got to try again.
Wrong hole.
Bucky, what's the chances of us getting Lester the molester to come down to Cancun with all of us?
0.
About the same as getting Clay Reed to go out of the country.
Probably worse than Clay Reed. Clay Reed travels more than Les. That's why I'm saying Clay's got a better chance.
Was like Knox City a little bit out of the okay? Excuse me.
Getting pretty far for Les to travel.
So Knox
I'm
City's a
surprised-
long way for him.
He asked Andy, he goes, did Les own up to his word and come up here and cook? He said, yeah. And Rob's like, can't believe it.
He done good,
For
and
the
I'm
4th
gonna
of
tell you
July,
what.
it was very good.
Smokey was the #1 person there. She knew everybody. She come out and
believe it.
visited with me. She knew our superintendent. They grew up together, and she visited with him. She had the whole program.
She
I believe
said,
it.
"Is that the fucking world famous at my counter?" I said, well, "You don't have to announce it, but yes, ma'am, it is." She said, "Well, shit,
That is I.
She's something else.
he is
ain't
me."
she?
Yeah,
is
she
me.
she was super. But for cheap meat, it was the best cheap meat
I'm
that you could
telling
ever
you.
put your mouth on.
The guy can cook.
He doesn't oversell his product either at all.
No.
I buy the cheapest shit they got.
I make it
Salt
edible.
and pepper and some foil, and that's it.
That's it.
He's a good guy.
He's awesome.
I am gonna call in every time he
I
cooks.
was
and I'm gonna
telling
let-
him today on the way up here, next time she calls him in, I'm calling you.
Yeah, and I'm gonna call him in and bitch about it. Listen here, that son bitch over there making the whole town stink. You know he gets worked up too.
That's 4 weeks in a row.
Every
Yep.
time it's out.
So
Yeah,
what does she want?
To
Just a
not cook
bitch.
when he cooks out
Just
of the
a
north. when he
bitch.
was out of the
Aren't
north.
you? Ain't it amazing how miserable some people are in life?
She'll call in, but on Sunday she'll go over there and get her some food.
That doesn't damn sure don't make sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Some people just are miserable.
I'm telling you.
You know, I deal with that in town a lot of times. I'm thinking, is
It might be
nothing in
be-
your life better than just bitching?
It might be because he calls her Uncle Male.
Well, he fucks with her then, so
I like it pretty hard.
that's pretty funny. Is she a lesbo?
Kind of.
Well, you're not kind of. You either are or you're not.
She is.
I love to say yes, sir, to those people. Yes, sir. Well, that makes
That's
it
like-
madder than hell.
Well, why are you getting pissed off from saying yes, sir? Isn't this what you want?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is what you wanted.
This
Like,
is what
True.
you need.
Listen, we have the same haircut. We're built the same, and we both like pussy. And you're mad because I'm calling you sir. You know, what the hell? You know, you're just pissed I can grow a beard, and yours is not very good.
That's right.
how quickly can you field dress a whitetail or any deer?
90 seconds.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it took me 90 seconds just to figure out where the fuck to
What do you, I mean, 2 minutes? Not long.
Really? That fast?
It's
Just
easy.
You should have seen us trying to monkey fuck Alex's elk.
Now, I've never gutted an elk, so I might.
That's a big piece of
What,
fucking
what,
animal.
what was the hardest part? Just like getting it to where it wouldn't like try to flop over?
And like, Alex has shot deer.
Yeah.
Okay. Blake shot a deer.
Shot
maybe
at.
Shot
two
at.
deer.
Seen some deer on a video.
They just kind of stood there and they're like, I don't know where to start. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to do this motherfucker like a whitetail because I have no idea how to cut
It
open
would
an
be the
elk.
same thing. Would he just cut in right under here and rip her down?
Well, obviously, Alex wanted to get it mounted. I said, look, I've never caped an elk.
Right.
No,
I
but
don't
the
know
gutting
how
part-
much.
I would have
That's-
just go to the sternum and stop.
That's what I
right?
would do.
All I did was we ran a Y up the middle to the very, very back of the legs, left a bunch of extra skin on there, and I was like, look, I'm not cutting anymore because I don't know how much
Yeah.
they need for a
Right.
mount for an elk.
Yeah.
So we just had to peel it back and just go all the way around. But it wasn't too bad.
What those guts weigh?
Fuck, it felt like 200 pounds.
So
Did
like
you save any of the heart or the kidneys or anything?
No,
that's a delicacy.
The heart is supposed to be really good.
And the liver.
it wasn't my elk.
I'm out.
I ain't eating no liver.
You're not doing the liver?
No, or heart.
They said that was like the
Deer heart.
Do you not like
Pretty good.
tongue?
I like beef tongue.
Beef tongue's
Well,
good.
yeah, they say heart's the same way. I don't know if I've ever had beef heart either, but beef tongue is damn good.
Yo, that's really good.
You a Mexican take that and some tortillas, and you got you a damn feast.
You like goat?
No, not really.
Really?
what is that called?
Cabrito.
Cabrito.
I'm not a big.
Yeah.
I don't like goat that much. Just, I'm not a big wild game eater though.
Yeah.
How many
Elk
times did
and
Ron
moose.
shoot that goat that was out here?
About 4 times in the head, he'd shoot it and go, meh, meh. They goddamn it, boom, meh, meh.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Gosh. Damn.
Dad, listen to this. So when we first come to Lodge, this would have been like 94, 95. Had the whole house out here. And Dad come up with this idea, and he shows up with a goat.
Did you see Blake's picture?
And I go, what is a goat for? He said, if you get a goat, you don't have to mow the yard out here. Just let it run loose and mow. That motherfucker ate everything but the grass. Customers would pull up and jump in the back of their Suburbans. The Paces, the big nice family out of Fort Worth, private jets and shit, and they got this brand new Suburban. I look up there and that damn some bitch is in there licking the seats. I'm like, oh my God, I'm fixing it. Everything I made is going to be going to pay for a new leather seat. It's horrible.
And he ended up shooting it.
It shot about 4 times before he finally killed it.
Gosh,
He'd shoot in the head. Meh. That's the toughest little son of a bitch I've ever seen in my life.
Was
Then
he
after he
gonna
got
make?
his shit, he goes, you think we ought to try to eat this thing? Hell no.
You
Should
didn't want to
be
make
bled out.
cabrito out of
No.
it.
I'm gonna tell you what. When someone says stink like a goat, and all dad's the same way, huh?
Oh my gosh.
That's all. It's just a big sheep, isn't it?
Yeah.
Somehow,
It's a goat.
I'll tell you, wasted meat. I was in Alaska one time, and I saw a guy shot a big bull moose, and they could only clean one side of it because they can't flip it over to get to the other side because they weigh too much. And I thought,
So
man,
that's
what
what
a
I was
waste.
going to ask you. Whenever you're pulling the guts out of the elk, like a whitetail, I'm sure you can just pull it all and
Yeah.
everything comes at once. Could you do that with the elk, or was it too heavy?
We left it in the carcass. We just got the quarters out, got the roast, all that, got the back
okay,
strap.
Okay.
Just
So
left
you
it
didn't even
whole.
gut it. You just took the meat.
That's what they did with the moose I saw in Alaska. They didn't do it that. They just cut. They got one
Plus,
side. They got
the guy's place we were at. He said the bears and
Will eat it.
lions and whatever coyotes will get it by morning time, pretty much.
They're probably waiting for you to leave at this point.
I'm sure there was a bear or something watching us.
how'd y'all do Blake's elk?
Wood elk.
That's so wrong.
Tag
No,
soup.
we think the elk that, like I guess we talked about before. We think the one that Blake shot at and missed was the one that Alex killed the next day.
Poor Blake. I'm telling you, he's got this shit luck. With
Always
this.
a bridesmaid, never a bride.
I'll tell you what, Blake's got the heart for it, though.
He does.
He's very determined, which, I
Well,
mean,
yeah, we're talking shit about
I
him on
tried-
a podcast. He's going to show us.
all summer long and like early fall and stuff, we tried real hard, set shit up. He got over his fear of heights and tree stands.
See, I'm out on that deal.
Tree stands?
I don't.
No good?
I can't even get on a ladder.
Not even a little giant.
No, piss on that.
Jim Kern put up a tire stand over here one time, and some bitch was 150 feet in the air, it looked like. And it had to be 24 foot or something, and the scaffolding and shit. He went up there, he goes, yeah, he said, you can get up there. And he said, you hunt here anytime you want to. I said, there is no way in hell I'm crawling up that son of a bitch.
That's his uncle.
Johnny
Jim
Hubman?
Kern?
Johnny Hubman.
Johnny's a great guy.
Yeah.
I've known Johnny for 30 years. As soon as the first year I was in the hunting business, I met Johnny and Paul Ivy.
Yeah, Paul be here in the morning.
I got another Paul that's got a hunt booked with me, and he calls up, and every time I think it's the Paul Ivy. I'm like, hey, what are you doing, you old son bitch? Excuse me?
Not
Wrong
the
Paul.
one.
Oh, sorry, wrong Paul.
But
Hey, by the way, what I'm thinking about, what time at Allsup's in the morning?
5:15.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit, I should have brought my fucking pickup out here. I didn't even think about that. I got to come out here and get the trailer. Unless we're just going to use yours.
We can hook onto it.
they can,
We
them
can-
boys from Albany. They
Yeah,
know
we can
how to
drag that
apologize.
somewhat down.
Yeah.
Which trailer do you want to use?
Yours.
I mean, it's got the same shit.
How many people is there?
So,
So are you as good an athlete as Johnny's son
14?
was?
14.
I think 13 or 14.
We need one more blind. I've only got 3 blinds on mine.
I'll grab one out of my trailer.
Johnny's son was a hell of an
You
athlete.
got way more room for
Damn
4
right.
blinds.
I saw him at a hunting show one time. He looked like he still played ball, and this was 15 years ago.
I look at him still today.
Yeah.
What's his boy's name? No, the Ledger. That little son gun.
Does he play at Albany?
No, they live in Lido, yeah.
Well, if he makes football team at Toledo, he's doing good because
Yeah.
all they do is recruit all those kids from Weatherford. Them Weatherford people that hunt with me, they bitch about that every year.
Well, you
God
got
dang, every time we get a good football player, they go
you
to
got to
Toledo.
come out tomorrow morning anyway and get your breakfast burritos that they made.
That's fine.
Well, I
So
mean,
we'll just leave here. I'll be out here 4:45, and then we'll leave here at
'Kay.
5 o'clock.
I'm going to get up and take a piss about 6. That's what time I do when my alarm goes off every morning, so I'll think about y'all. All right.
You're going to fun hunt on Friday with us, though.
Probably so, yes.
really?
We're going to try to get Reese a goose. This will be Jameson's first goose hunt, which, God bless us.
God bless you. Jameson, Reese, Andy's oldest
I
one.
did the
was
math.
different- Was
I-
different at 3 than Jameson.
No, I did the
Very
math.
different.
We took him teal hunting September 20-something.
Whatever.
Is this when Jeff throwed him in the water?
What was that?
Didn't Jeff push him in the water?
Oh, I push him in the pool and shit all the time. He gets mad at me.
No, I think you did push him in the water one day and got his boots wet. Yeah, I do remember
Oh,
that.
no, I didn't push him in there. He went to go get a goose,
No,
and I
you
didn't get
fucking-
on to him, and I got in trouble because he went in over his boots.
Yeah.
He wanted to do it. He's got to learn on his own.
And
That's
then the
only way
poor little
kids
shit
learn.
was miserable because it was like 20 degrees that day and his
Oh,
feet
gosh.
are wet.
It wasn't 20 years.
Judge.
We took him teal hunting September. His birthday's October, so he was 3 and 11 months.
And how old's Jameson?
3 and 4 months.
These next 7 months are going to be huge for him, though.
What it sounds like is Jameson and my Miles do not need to hang out together.
Why
no,
not?
no.
Jameson,
Stoner
100
knows,
miles an hour.
Stoner knows little Miles. He is.
That some bitch is reckless.
Jameson is Zach. is
Oh,
what he is.
gosh.
That's what Andy's raising is Zach. Reese is very thoughtful, but he's a little smart ass sometimes because he's a typical little boy.
It
and he's-
happens.
Yeah, and he holds his own.
He's a shaver.
But Jameson is going to be hell on wheels. But Jameson you can't reason with, or I can't. Andy may be able to, but you can't reason with him. Reese you could reason with him.
Reason
Jameson,
with a
there's-
fucking pat on the ass.
yeah. Well, I hadn't seen that yet.
Oh, it happens, Jeff.
I haven't seen you ever.
Iron
spank him.
fist.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
Iron fist. You seen that fucking Black Lives Matter fist? That's me at the house. Just fucking.
Yeah. How many times have you spanked your children? Honestly, none. How many times has your wife spanked?
No.
Has your wife? Yes.
Yes, I've spanked them.
Yeah, but who gets?
I've
who,
handed out plenty of ass
who
whoopings at my
spanks?
house.
Who spanks them more?
Her.
That's right. They're
She's
scared.
around them more.
They're scared. Reese will tell you too. I don't like my mom. I like my dad.
She's around them more. Of course she's going to hand out more ass whipping. She's around them more.
She's it's the good cop, bad cop.
It's like my mom always told me. She said, "I brought you in this world. I'd fucking take you out
out.
of it."
Yep.
I'll make one look just like you.
Lacey waits for me to get home. And then I have to whip Miles.
Can't do that.
And I'm like, he don't even know why I'm whipping him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
Dad's
like being
coming home to whip my ass again.
Is it a week and a half, 2 weeks ago when I
Yeah.
rode around and had a play day with Bucky at the ranch? We got back and he said, "Lacey, you going to work tomorrow?" And she was like, "Yes, please. I can't do this again," because he was, what was he, sick?
Yeah, he had a little tummy bug or something. And
Oh man, It's like, I can't do it. You got to do it tomorrow, Buck.
He's
Okay.
Gosh.
Nope, Mom's got to hand out the ass whipping. If it's a big enough offense that I'm gonna have to do it when I get home, you need to handle it right
She'll
then.
spank him, but she'd rather me spank him.
Oh yeah.
My mom whooped my ass and Tony's ass more than my dad ever did, but I don't ever remember spanking from
My
her.
dad never spanked me
but-
not one time.
My dad did, not very many times, but the ones I got, I still remember them today.
Memorable.
Yeah.
My mother would beat the lineback shit out of you.
Yeah, mine did too, but it didn't ever hurt.
No,
Oh,
your
mine-
mother?
Yes.
I met her for the first time, actually, the other week.
She's about this
Sweet,
tall.
tiny old little lady, and she'll whoop your ass.
She's barely
Golly.
5 foot tall.
And she would hand them out
Oh,
to you
gosh.
without even thinking about it.
She carried a tennis racket, wooden spoon. Didn't matter.
Did you ever have to go get the paddle?
All the time.
Boy, why do I want to go get a paddle? You fixed to whoop my ass with
The
it.
worst was, picking your own switch.
Yes.
Well, she pulls over on a county road, and there's a big log, like tree limb laying there. So I drug it up there, and she's like, "Oh, smart ass," and she did whip me over that one. Yeah, I didn't. I just went ahead and got me a stick next time. Let her beat me with it.
That's like, you ever been into like an old school firehouse where they got the hose racks and it like pulls it all the way up? Well, they got this big hook that comes down. It's almost like a meat hook. And I was at the firehouse one time on the weekend with my dad. I must have been 7, 8 years old. And I got in trouble. And those guys gave me so much shit. They hooked that hook to my belt and pulled me up like fucking 50 foot. And I hung there for like 20 minutes. I said, this is fucking child abuse.
Yeah, nowadays it would be.
Oh, hell yeah.
Is that OSHA approved?
Fuck no, it's not OSHA approved.
My grandpa had a willow tree in his yard, and he made me go get a switch out of it one time.
Them willow switches are.
Fuck. Looking back, I don't think my grandpa loved me. He's beat my ass with that thing.
I gotta go cook y'all steaks.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
let's get off
Let's
here.
get outta
Thank
here.
you very much. God bless y'all. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Bucka is the wild way. Go check out all of our wonderful sponsors. Check out Goose Creek Retrievers, Bangtail Whiskey, Eyesight Drones, Stanfield Hunting Outfitters, Shin Gear Waiters, Steak Plains Meat, Gundog Outdoors, Looking Glass Duck Club Podcast, Pacific Calls, Dive Bomb Industries, Boss Shot Shells, Dirty Duck Coffee, and Lucky Duck.